that IE, I always fit the IE in the wrong spot, no matter what. Gosh, there's some great words where you look at it, it's like, why does it sound like this? Oh, somebody got to put it on mute.
The volume was on.
Gosh, now I'm trying to think. We should draft weird words. Xylophone.
Xylophone,
but we don't really use xylophone like that.
Yeah. It's another one, xylophone. Q.
Yeah, Q.
Like waiting in line for a Q. Not
Q.
like C-U-E, but Q-U-E-U-E?
Wait.
Q-U?
Wait, what?
Q-U-E-U-E. Yeah, a Q. Like when you're queuing for something. Like waiting in a line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that
odd.
One's a hard
That's
one.
definitely odd.
That's a lot of vowels in a row.
So many vowels. Plus the letter Q, which we just don't see a lot.
Yeah.
We don't. And it's not the popular vowels either.
No.
It's U.
U. It's just U and E.
Right.
But those two are just a lot.
Rank the vowels. A is 1, followed by O, then maybe E-I-U.
Oh. I would say A-E.
A-E.
I would put it in order. A-E-I-O-U. That's why we do this.
All right.
Not just because it's alphabetical, because that's the order of importance. And sometimes why.
Sometimes why.
Sometimes
Why can't be here all the time?
Why can't I do?
Why'd you start it? Why'd you start it so strong?
Because that's my life. That's my life.
What was the song?
What was the song?
Yeah.
Barbie Tings by Nicki Minaj.
Oh, I'm not writing that down.
I'm still fly, just back no white guy, rich like guy, and I'm still eat I was having a time on my way in.
Okay,
It
good.
was fun. At first it came up and I was like, ah. And then next thing I know, I'm
Did you pass IShowSpeed on your way in?
No, he's gone. I watched him sleep this morning.
What you mean you watched him?
Watched him sleep.
What?
That's the life of a streamer, man. Me and 10,000 other people were in that stream watching him sleep. He looked peaceful.
Sleep where?
In his bus.
Oh,
in his car, whatever. I think he's in like a Sprinter.
Driving the Sprinter around the country.
They literally stream 24/7.
Oh, nice.
That is the life of a streamer. What's up, everybody? It is Friday, September 12th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, IShowSpeed spent the day in Memphis yesterday. If that means nothing to you, I will tell you why it matters a little bit more than you think. We also had a great Thursday night football game, and by great, I just mean the Packers looked great, looked like contenders in the NFC. We'll get into that. Lang Whitaker will join us live from the road in Las Vegas. We'll do our RAGGOWs, our games of the week in college football and the NFL. WNBA Playoffs are set. Music Friday, new glow, new British pop stars. It's a Friday. You know what we say. TGIF. TGIF.
Why have you decided to say the same thing twice all of a sudden?
I don't know. Good question.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz! Let's go! by Pippen. Lob. Brandon Clark.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, ay. Let's have a little fun now. Ay. I wanna let it all out. Ay. That's what it's all about. Ay. Ay. 'Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. The Thursday night football game, Packers looked awesome. Another fallen brethren joined the Achilles Warriors Facebook group last night.
My wife is in the kitchen. She turns and looks up and she sees what's going on the TV. She's like, oh, that's his Achilles.
Oh,
and then she said,
changed the world.
And then she said, you people, I didn't know what an Achilles was before you people started talking about it. But
sorry.
But that is absolutely his Achilles. Just look, babe, you see it right there? No contact. Look at how it goes down. Look at the reverberations. That's his Achilles. He knows it.
He knows it. I know it. I was actually asleep. The one nice thing about Al Michaels calling these Thursday games is he really lulls you into a nice little slumber. I got in bed at the start of the fourth quarter. I was asleep in like 3 minutes flat. But Chris kind of woke me up and just goes, I think Austin Eckler just tore his Achilles. And I go, say it isn't so, and fell back asleep. But apologies to Austin Eckler for joining a very unfortunate club. Before we jump into a big football show on this Football Friday with all of our games of the week to look forward to, I did want to start with the unexpected way that I spent large chunks of my day yesterday, and that was watching the stream of IShowSpeed. I had never heard of IShowSpeed before yesterday. I am 33 years old, proudly. And at some point during the end of yesterday's show, Jacob got in CJ and my ear and said, oh, IShowSpeed is here. And I said, excuse me? He said, IShowSpeed is here. And I said, I don't know what language you're speaking. I don't know what that is. Come to find out, IShowSpeed is one of the most popular streamers in the world. Rolling Stone has him ranked as the #1 on the list of 25 most influential creators in 2025. And if you're wondering, like, what makes a influential creator, what makes a popular streamer, he has 40 million Instagram followers. 40 million.
With an M?
With an M. 40 mil. He's got like 41 million on TikTok. He's got 43 million on YouTube. That's an absurd following. And IShowSpeed is currently doing a IRL stream in America, and IRL standing for in real life, where he is spending 24 hours in different cities. He streams 24/7. Like, for example, as I was talking in our opening segment, I watched him this morning along with 10,000 other people as he slept, as they made their way to their next city, because they left Memphis this morning after he was here all day yesterday. So they're touring these different cities, and on Wednesday he was in Nashville, and then he bopped on over to Memphis on Thursday morning for a full day. And when I tell you, this man with 40 plus million followers did nothing but show Memphis in the best light and promote it as a cool as hell place to be, and had a wonderful day exploring all parts of Memphis. He went through the whole city almost. He sliced with Moneybag Yo. He came by FedEx Forum and spent some time with Ja and Jaren in the parking lot. Yes, CJ.
So you weren't here for this part of it. I'm in a meeting.
You were here.
I'm in a meeting, and Jacob is following. I talked to him, talked to some of the other directors, said he's in East Memphis. He's making his way here. Somebody said he was at Bass Pro Pyramid. And I was like, okay, cool. I guess he's just going to walk around and continue to stream. And I'm assuming it's just people following him on the stream, right? Just people watching from where they are, watching him. And then we just hear this commotion, this noise in the meeting on the third floor. And you know, when you're on the third floor meetings, things have gotten kind of serious for you that day. And I get up during the meeting, like, CJ, what are you doing? We're having serious conversations. I think that's IShowSpeed. And sure enough, with throngs of people, IShowSpeed. I don't even see the dude. I just see the people hooting and hollering, marching their way down the street. I've seen marching bands that were quieter than the group of people following IShowSpeed
you pull
around
up that
here.
stream and it's like, I was like, what?
Why are y'all yelling like that?
My first reaction was, I am too old for this. And then I found myself consistently going back to it because it was really fun and entertaining. I was like, oh no, I get stream culture. I understand it now. He was in the parking garage, like our parking garage that we go into all the time. I wish I had still been here. I was out running errands in Cordova, so I was far, far away. But he was trying to get in FedEx Forum for a tour, and eventually Ja and Jaren meet him in the garage, and they just like chop it up for a little bit, and they're live on the stream. And I guess IShowSpeed is like a hell of an athlete. That's one of the things that he is known for, and so he's getting into it with Ja, not getting into it, but just like joking back and forth about his vertical and all this stuff. And then he leaves, and he's out in front of FedEx Forum, and the throngs of people are all around him. Like, I imagine, like, for people who don't understand, because I guarantee there is somebody out there right now being like, who cares about a streamer? But like, I was going to say that's the way of the future. It's not the way of the future. That's the way of now. These are our celebrities. Like, if you are if you are my mother or father right now, it's like Beatlemania. Like, Beatlemania of how people followed the Beatles in the 60s is what these streamers get in situations like IShowStream, which I know sounds insane for some people who did not grow up with the internet, are not fully indoctrined by the life on the internet, cannot imagine why someone would watch a person just living their life for 24 hours a day. It's like an evolution of reality television. There's the scriptedness of reality TV that kind of took over a part of pop culture, and now it's elevated into no, I'm just going to stream my life, and you're going to like some parts of it, you're going to hate some parts of it, but I'm just going to be authentically me along the way. And at this point, it's IShowSpeed in Memphis. He went to Brothers Juniper for breakfast. He went to Cozy Corner for lunch. Shout out Cozy Corner. I love the bump that they're going to get out of this. The Cornish hen at Cozy Corner, one of the if you know, you knows of Memphis. He met the mayor. He learned to juke. He went to South Memphis. He went to Orange Mound. He went to the Civil Rights Museum. He was in the Mound. He went to, I saw he was like outside of Smackers by the University of Memphis area. He went to Beale Street last night. Devin Walker had a great video of him just like surrounded by people in the middle of Beale Street. The energy flying out of it was awesome. He did karaoke at Silky's. Like, this man was everywhere. And his biggest takeaway was, like, W City. Like, Memphis is a W City. And he had a lot of positive things to say about Memphis. I pulled 2 clips of the biggest things that came out of IShowSpeed's visit to Memphis yesterday. Take a quick listen of what he had to say about the M.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Memphis is way more lit than Nashville.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
More character.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
It's there, bro. Look, it's there. This is it. Go back.
Memphis is way more lit than Nashville. Memphis is like super lit. I feel like Nashville is more of a like tour spot. You feel what I'm saying? And Memphis is more of a actual city, like a real city.
Give that man a key to the city. Seriously, give IShowSpeed a key to the city of Memphis. All you need, ever since I moved here 8 years ago, like, what do you hear? If you hug Memphis, it'll hug you back. And in one day, IShowSpeed showed just how true that sentiment is, because this man came in, said that Memphis is more lit than Nashville, called Nashville a tourist city, called Memphis a real city, showed the positive parts of the city, was walking around. He has a small security detail, but he had a wonderful day surrounded by a ton of people interacting with various big figures in the city, from Ja to Moneybag to going to various places, to the mayor. He was with the mayor too. And all he did was have a good time. And all he did was say, hey, this place is cool. Like, all you people talking negative about Memphis all the time, that's not true. This is a really cool city. And there was one interaction that happened in the afternoon, one of the standout interactions, I guess, that kind of went viral. Because when you're streaming 24 hours, it's like, what ends up sticking from someone's visit? And I think this will stick in that a Fox 13, and I'm calling him out, a Fox 13 photographer went out of his way to ask IShowSpeed if he was scared to be in Memphis. Like, they're in the middle of doing like an interview while mid-live stream, and the photographer just not yells, I don't want to mischaracterize, but like loudly says, are you scared to be in Memphis? And IShowSpeed like looks at him like he's crazy, and then the reporter repeats the question, and it eventually gets to IShowSpeed like getting back in his car, and he just goes like, that was the weirdest question ever. Like, no, why would I be scared in Memphis? Why would you ask someone that question? That is a dumb question. He said, sorry, chat, that is a dumb question. And I agree. And I think so often in like one of my constant takeaways is how we in Memphis talk about our own city to people who are not from here. And you set people up to be concerned about coming to Memphis. You set people up to think that they are going to have a terrible time in Memphis, that they're going to be in constant danger in Memphis. There was this viral New Zealand couple that was here this weekend that had a similar TikTok takeoff, and their essential point was, everybody told us, like, you don't want to go there, you're not going to be safe there, you're not going to have a good time there. And guess what? They had a wonderful time. They bopped around downtown Memphis all weekend, and they said there was so much to do, they wished that they had had more time to be in Memphis. And IShowSpeed like crammed a lot into 24 hours, but it was just really nice. Like, we haven't had someone that big, and like, that's big, 40 million followers, talk good about the city in a while. I know so many people got sucked into the Stephen A. Smith, I don't even know how to politely characterize that whole situation from the offseason and the summer, but like a complete 180 on that was everything that you saw from IShowSpeed yesterday. So shout out to him. I appreciate anyone who comes to the city, has a good time about the city, and speaks positively on it.
So I'm in that meeting with important people on the third floor, because again, it's only important people on the third floor.
Only the most important.
And I go, oh, it's IShowSpeed. I didn't know he was, because I didn't know he had come downtown. I was like, oh, he's downtown. Mike Wallace, speaking of important people, is in that meeting. And the look on his face when I say IShowSpeed, he's like, okay, what is he famous for? And the people in the meeting trying to explain what he's famous for, and I don't understand. I don't get it. We got people in the chat. I don't understand. I don't get it. Listen, don't get it, just rock with it. This is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. And shout out to IShowSpeed, and we appreciate him coming through, shining a positive light on the city. There are great things to do here that aren't tourist traps. You know, it's awesome to come through and kick it here. Are there problems here? Yes. Do they need to be fixed? Yes. Will they rear their ugly head from time to time? Yes, they will. Absolutely. But you can come here and live here and go out here and have a safe, fun-filled, memorable night down here. Not just downtown, but everywhere in Memphis. There's so much culture. There's so much soul. It's a city oozing with cool. And it oozes that because the people are cool, right?
Cool,
like the
culture.
There's so much of that. So listen, man, you can acknowledge the issues with Memphis and try to find ways to fix it without constantly bashing it and pitting it down and making it seem like there's nothing worthwhile to do here. There's a ton worthwhile to do here. You just have to come through and do it. And it's not like we're hiding it. We are not trying to hide all of you. You come up to me.
Impossible.
You come up to me and ask me about Memphis. I will tell you 10, 12 different things for you to go do.
Will.
Everybody's got that list of things they're itching to tell you to do. You come through here, you do some of those things, you have yourself a great time, man.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever sliced?
What is it? You
It's
said
like the
that,
pool
and
thing.
I'm not sure.
I am but a mere little white girl transplant in Memphis.
Well,
I don't quite understand what slicing is,
They
but
go into
I've
the
tried
pool
to
and
figure it out as
they
I've
jump
been here
in.
for a little
Is
bit.
that just a Memphis thing?
I think so.
Okay, because
maybe I'm wrong. I've never seen the slice.
I am just
Let's see.
a tall, overweight black man who is also a transplant in this city. I hadn't seen slicing until I got here.
It's a Memphis-based trend, of course, because
Yeah.
again, Memphis sets the culture.
Cool.
Newsflash.
Cool.
Where multiple people jump in the pool in a specific way. Fully clothed.
Yeah.
You got to be fully clothed. That's the rule.
That blew my mind. I was like, why do Memphians not take their clothes off before they get in the pool?
fully clothed. It's a Memphis thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, no.
You wouldn't get it.
So no. Not only have I never sliced, I probably never will slice. I didn't know
Slicing
it was
in the
called
2028
slice.
Olympics. Who says no? It's too late to add a sport for 2028. But if America ever gets another Olympics Summer Olympics down the
America
line.
get another one and
Eventually.
bring it here. The 2040 Olympics.
We can't even fill out the paperwork to get the NCAA tournament games back
We'll
here.
fix that. We'll fill out the paperwork for the Olympics. Get the Olympics here. We put juking and we put slicing in the Olympics.
Let's do the Memphis Olympics. The Memphis Olympics would be pretty sick. You'd have juking, you'd have slicing, you'd have the Beale Street Flipper, like some acrobatic thing in honor of the Beale Street Flippers.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have basketball, of course. That's like that would be the centerpiece of it.
Yeah.
We could clean the Mississippi River like Paris cleaned the Seine, and we could all
We can't swim in the
die
Mississippi.
in the Mississippi.
Is fishing a part of the Olympics?
It could be. Why not?
Put fishing in there?
I don't know. Peter would have a cow.
Peter's always going to have a cow.
That's true.
So put fishing in
They
there?
wouldn't have a cow. They'd have a tofu.
Okay. They have a tofu.
Yeah.
Put fishing in there?
They could hear me out. I'm like really into the Memphis Rocks documentary, Memphis to the Mountains. I'm not gonna shut up about this documentary. Everybody in this city should watch this. Everyone in this country should watch this documentary. But you could do like a rock climbing thing on Bass Pro Pyramid. You have to feature the pyramid.
I was thinking
It's such
climb
an
up the
easy-
pyramid. Yeah.
Like rappelling, like a race to the top. Okay. We'll keep working on our Memphis Olympics.
Gotta do a cookout. Got to. That's in the Olympics
That's
now.
just the concessions.
That's in the Well, yes.
Just a giant cookout of concessions.
Yes, that's
Make that
absolutely
like
the concessions.
The tailgate.
But you've got to do
We
a
don't
barbecue,
tailgate Olympics.
a barbecue competition. Got to do it. Bring
Someone said
tailgating in
checking.
there. Oh, a check-in Olympics.
Max in the chat said check-in.
I love
Honestly,
that.
Have you listened to the Glow diss track?
I haven't.
You should listen to it during the break.
Okay.
You need to listen to it before we get to Music Friday. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Lang Whitaker is going to join us on the other side. He is in Las Vegas, but we will talk to him. Big game for his Georgia Bulldogs coming up against Tennessee this weekend. We'll get his takes on a variety of topics after a quick break.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. All right, welcome back. It's Friday. That means it's time to catch up with Lang Whitaker, and he is on the road in Las Vegas. Lang, tell the people why you're in Las Vegas.
Just on vacation. No, my wife had to go out for work, so my son and I tagged along, and we're having like a dude's weekend in Vegas. So went to a magic show last night. We're going to the Sphere today to see.
Are you going to see the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, we're going to the Wizard of Oz today at the Sphere. So doing stuff you can do in Vegas. Then we're going to the Grand Canyon this weekend. So kind of having a little Western tour thing. I was surprised you guys didn't know who IShowSpeed is.
Really? Well, you're in like the gamer culture, streamer culture.
Yeah, but I'm a parent. That's where he's really popular with kids.
Yeah.
And I saw the clips of him in Memphis yesterday, and I turned to my son and I was like, "Hey, IShowSpeed's in Memphis." He goes, "Yeah, he's doing 50 states in 50 days."
Okay, so I had kind of a similar thing where I texted Chris in the middle of the afternoon yesterday, and I said, "There's this really big popular streamer in Memphis right now," and he wrote back, "Yeah, it's IShowSpeed, duh." And he works in a children's hospital, so he's around kids all the time, so he knew that. When I first heard the name, it did give me kind of like I get these reminders frequently on social media where you will somehow end up directed to somebody's page that has tens of millions of followers, and you're like, I have never heard of this person. And that's just the evolution of life, and a lot of people having different varying interests. 40 million is a little bit of a different category. But I thought of even when I was watching the NFL opener on YouTube, or not the opener, but the YouTube game last Friday, and there was that influencer Destroyer in the middle of the game, and I had never heard of him, and yet he was big enough to have a role in the NFL big YouTube extravaganza, and everyone knows Mr. Beast because he's controversial and he's everywhere. But yeah, it was just such a fascinating thing to not know somebody and totally get like his appeal within a day of following his content.
Yeah. Well, he also, if you do a deeper dive, you'll see there's also some questionable things.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but he was in WrestleMania 2 years ago. He got speared, I think, or got RKO'd by Randy Orton. He was in a match in WrestleMania a couple of years ago, and he's been around for a bit now. So I think he's kind of become mainstream as much as you can. There's Tyson for him, he's also become pretty mainstream. He just did he's in the middle of doing this Mafia-thon stream thing that's a month long, and then. There's a guy, Jesser, who was actually on Vernon's show.
I know him because of that. Yeah, he
came up to Grizz Gaming and hung out for a while. And then a couple of days later, my son was like, "Hey, you're on Jesser's stream." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Why are you watching this thing?" And so, we were on that. But, yeah, there's this whole, sort of subculture. I guess not even a subculture anymore, just a culture of people who are streamers. And, that's what they do. And they're great at it. And it's up to us now to keep up with them.
Yeah, as Eric brought up in the chat, he's gotten really big in the soccer community, which is perfect timing with the World Cup coming here next year. But as I was doing my deep dive on how this person took off in the way he did, it started with soccer.
Ronaldo.
Like he was
Yeah,
live
he's a big
streaming.
Ronaldo guy.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
Ronaldo guy.
And I think his handle is IShowSpeed Sweet, SUI, because that's like Ronaldo's thing. Is he always goes like sweet. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
this Ronaldo connection too.
He's always welcome here. And listen, I mean, there really is value in someone with that big of a profile saying, hey, I came to Memphis. I walked around Memphis. Everyone knew where I was going to be all day walking around Memphis. And I had a great time. And I moved right along. And I'm in a car to go somewhere else now. So it's like the best free publicity you could ask for.
Yeah, no, it was great. I was watching it from here, and I was like, man, this is actually like kind of perfect for, and you know, like you mentioned, like he shows up, and all of a sudden he's with like Moneybag, Ja, Paul Young, like he's with all like the most important people of the city, and that kind of just tells you about Memphis too. Like, you know, like everybody's like one phone call away, pretty much, no matter who it is. And,
hey, IShowSpeed's in town. Can you pop over and show him a part of the city?
Couple miles away.
I wasn't a part of this, and it's not my story to tell, but rumor has it that boss Scott.
Yes, I watched it.
You
That's
saw
right
it?
when I jumped on the stream for the first time.
He was coming into work, has no clue what's going on, and all of these people are trying to walk through the door with him. And he's like, no, wait a second. Hold on. Who are you people?
And shout out Scott, because we take security very seriously here at FedEx Forum and in downtown. We're trying here. We're trying to change the perception. But yeah, he was like just happened to be trying to go into his office, which is located in the FedEx Forum side. And this massive group of people is trying to enter the door. And he's like, who are you here to see?
He should have let them all in. Just open the door, let everybody.
He should have led the tour. He would have been like, hey, check out, this is my crib. This is my office. Here's my laptop. They're like, can we see the court? Can we not see the office space? No, it was very cool. What'd you do in Las Vegas last night? Anything fun?
We went to a magic act. We saw a magician, Matt Franco, who won.
Okay.
He won the America's Got Talent. Apparently, I don't watch that show, but that was like part of his tagline: "Winner of America's Got Talent." More
example of people who some segments of the population know and are obsessed with, and I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he was great. It was really like amazing. You're like, how does he do this? But yeah, we saw that. Went out to dinner at Gordon Ramsay's place, and just had a little good time. I also went by the sports book. Took the under on Georgia Tennessee for this weekend.
Oh, the under.
Yeah, I think that's the play, right? Like Georgia. I don't know. I mean, no one watched their first two games because they played a couple of like teams that you have to pay to play against that aren't very good. But like last week, they won 28-7. Like it was not pretty.
But don't you feel like, Lang, that they do this every year? Where these opening games, they're sly, they don't show anything.
If you watch like that game last week, like Gunnar Stockton just wouldn't pass the ball down the field. He had open tight ends 15 yards deep throughout the game, and he wouldn't pass the ball to them. Now, I don't know if he's good enough to be like, I don't want to show too much. We're just going to take the short check down every single time. But that's what he did. Kirby Smart was like, well, they were playing too deep, so we just that's all that was available. We just took the short check down. Like, I know they try to be as vanilla as possible before the first SEC game. Like, that's part of the thing. But I think there's some real questions with Gunnar Stockton and like his fit. Like the backup's this kid Ryan Pulisic from New York, and he's got a rocket apparently, and everybody just wants him to get in there because he'll take shots down the field. Stockton's kind of like the game manager type, and the last time this happened, everybody was like, "Oh no, this isn't going to work," and then we won 2 titles in a row with Stetson Bennett. So who knows if Stockton's right or wrong? But I think that's the real play there is with. Like the over-under is 50-something for the Georgia-Tennessee game, and so like I don't know if these two teams are going to combine to score 50 points in this game. And Georgia, let's be honest, Tennessee fans, Georgia's won 8 in a row.
I was going to say, do you consider it a rivalry?
No, not really. It used to be more one.
I mean, that's what I would expect from a Georgia fan to say. Like, if you said anything different, it would be out of character.
Sometimes in some of these rivalries, and I know from experience with the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, and Lang, you know from experience with Tennessee-Georgia, where one of these teams goes on a long streak. Remember the 90s when Tennessee won 9 straight, and the Vols were like, yeah, this rivalry is done. We killed it. I remember Michigan running Ohio State and Michigan saying, hey, this rivalry is done. We killed it. And then you look up and a couple of short years later, Georgia hires Kirby Smart. Philip Fulmer ends up falling off as well towards the end of Rick's tenure. And boom, Georgia starts going on a run. In comes the vest. In comes Jim Tressel. Then comes Urban Meyer. They go on a nice little run. Then it's a rivalry for a little bit. And you look up and Ohio State has won a bunch in a row. Georgia has won a bunch in a row over Tennessee. It's like, okay, yeah, this rivalry is dead. Don't say it like that, though, Lane, because it always evens itself back out. There will come a time again where Tennessee and Georgia are going back and forth.
I mean, I remember when I was, a kid and Peyton Manning was beating us like a drum every year. Like, Georgia couldn't beat Tennessee. The real rivalry for Georgia, and like if you're not in Georgia, you probably don't get it, is Georgia Tech, right? Like that's always been Georgia's big rival, and we're not in the same conference, so it doesn't count toward the conference stuff. And I think people outside of Georgia don't really understand that's really the big. It's the last game of the year every year, and it's the bragging rights game in the state of Georgia. But I would even say Auburn, it might be a more regular rival for Georgia, just long term. Like Georgia and Auburn have been playing over 100-something years.
You don't have to just have one rival. Like I think life is more fun when you can when you are a fan of a team and you can make a case for like 4 legitimate rivals in your fan base stuff. Like with USC, you're always going to have UCLA because you're 10 minutes without traffic, but that never happens apart from one another. You have Notre Dame in the history. Please preserve the USC Notre Dame rivalry. And then you have these periods where like it's Oregon because that's who you're chasing previously in the Pac-12, or now you're both in the Big Ten still. Or you had the time period with Stanford where you would have considered them to be a legitimate rival of USC. So I do enjoy like the shifting of, you might have a premier rival every year, but then the kind of like second top tier rivals shift depending on the season.
Well, and this is going to become a thing going forward in the SEC when they go to the 9 games, right? Because you have 3 teams you play regularly, and Georgia's probably going to have Auburn on there. I don't know if they'll have Tennessee on there, and that's kind of become a question now. Is Tennessee going to be one of those 3 teams that Georgia plays every single year? I would assume Auburn will be on there, maybe South Carolina. And then maybe Tennessee, like, I don't know, but that's going to become a question going forward. And Alabama's kind of become Georgia's rival more so the last 15, 20 years, I would guess, especially like the last decade when we keep playing them in the SEC championship game. So, I'm totally making a joke here, like saying, it's not really a rivalry. Because Georgia-Tennessee is a real thing, and I think people are really into it. And I know a lot of Tennessee fans now living in Tennessee who are like pretty fired up for this game this weekend, and they feel like, well, we've actually got a quarterback now who's good, and they're like pretty excited for this game.
I mean, I'm not sure how real a rivalry it can be when the last 8 meetings Georgia's outscoring Tennessee by 200 points, 303 to 104.
Double digits every game.
Average 38-14 is the score. Like,
I mean, look,
I get why Georgia fans like, no, we got better things to do than worry about what they do in Knoxville.
I mean, that's the question though. Like, I don't know if Georgia can score 2 more touchdowns than Tennessee just offensively. I don't know if they've got it in them to do that. I do think the Georgia defense is really good. It's probably better than it's been the last 3 years. I don't know if it's as good as it was in the 2021-22 seasons, but the defense is really good this year, and they've always had a pretty good handle on Josh Heupel offenses. Kirby Smart's always had a good playing straight up man-to-man, getting pressure on the QB, all that stuff. They've always been pretty good at that. So I would think the defense gives Georgia a chance to stay in this game and compete. That's another reason why I'm thinking the under is the play in this game on Saturday.
I would say it doesn't feel as if the Falcons winning the NFC is necessarily in play this season after 1 game. No? You're all in?
I mean, who's going to be better than them? They lost on a last-second missed field goal. Like
please make your case for the Falcons being the NFC champions this year.
You think the Saints are better than them? I'm not saying the NFC. I'm thinking NFC South.
I didn't say the NFC South. The NFC. No one from the NFC South is going to compete for the NFC this season.
Falcons can win the NFC South.
Anyone can win the NFC South.
we could put together
Well,
a team.
not
Grind
the
City Media.
Saints. Well, not the Saints.
Oh, no,
Let's be clear.
No. That, by the way, that's another good play this weekend is the Saints 49ers under. Because you get Brock Purdy's backup against Spencer Rattler. The number is like super low. It's like 31 or something. It's like the Iowa game. But like I think that might be another smart play this weekend is to take that Saints 49ers under this weekend.
It does have big Iowa State energy. Were you able to watch any of the Thursday night football game last night, or see? Because you were at the Magic show, of course.
Yeah,
Packers look good.
I saw the post-game interviews of the Packers. Yeah, they looked really good. And I watched the highlights this morning. And Parsons had half a sack, something like that. Like he's still not even making a huge impact. They just feel real solid to me. It kind of feels like those old Packers teams where like they don't have a ton of superstars, but they just have guys who are good at their jobs and they're going to be, as long as they like stay healthy. I mean, the other thing is remember they're 2-0, but there's a lot of season left.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's like I think the Saints started 2-0 last year.
They did. People will be quick to remind everybody. There were no murders in New Orleans, and the Saints were 2-0, and they were like, this is a turnaround period. And then the Saints just plummeted into depths of despair.
And then all the murders
came back. I hate it when that happens. Lang, we'll let you go because you're on vacation. Enjoy the rest of your time.
Also, make sure you go bet on South Florida for this weekend.
To cover?
That's how Lang was able to afford it. He's been riding this South Florida train for a while. He mentioned it on the odds couple yesterday at Grind City Media subsidiary. It's out now.
I like it. All right. Please post pictures of
17.5 points to bet on South Florida. Go do it. 17.5.
Please post lots of pictures from the Grand Canyon so we can see it from afar and enjoy.
Yeah, do you think they'll let me take pictures of the Wizard of Oz thing?
No. I don't know. I've seen some. That's what I can't wait to talk to you about that because I both think it's really cool and really terrible at the same time.
I do too. Yeah, we actually watched the old Wizard of Oz the other night to like prepare for it. So I'm fresh in my mind. So we'll see how this is.
All right. There's no place like home. We'll see you when you get back. Bye. That was Lang Whitaker following the yellow brick road to the Sphere. Every time I see, remember when we talked about the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere and the fact that they were going to have the sounds of the wind and you were going to have this immersive experience and it sounded so cool. And then I actually saw it, and using AI to stretch out those scenes just feels gross. It just feels a little icky. Like, this is not how this movie was supposed to be watched, and we've transformed it for the sake of fitting into what is a cool venue and what you can bill as a cool experience. But ultimately, I've gone full purist on movies are not meant to be restructured like that.
So can we just redo them to fit that? Can the Sphere then make enough money and be able to afford to pay to do movies that are specifically designed for the Sphere? Would that be?
Yeah.
That's where you would
Probably.
like to go? Okay.
But I feel like in order to make as much money as possible, you either would have to do like a new Marvel movie, something that's instant fandom, or you would have to, because you're resting so much on nostalgia. Like with Wizard of Oz, you're really banking on families who are going to go take their children. So I think it's here to stay.
Okay.
Like I think we're going to have Jaws at the Sphere someday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which would actually be, see, then I get back to, I'm like, that'd be pretty cool. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll do our RAGGOWs, the weekend ahead in college football and the NFL. We'll also talk a little WNBA because the playoffs are set. They begin on Sunday. And we had one final entry into the, should Nafisa Collier be the MVP this season? We'll get into it on the other side.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back, welcome back. It is time for our RAGGOWs.
This is our first time doing one
I know
together.
you were missed last week. I tried to do it, and I actually think I damaged my vocal cords.
Wait, Bennett can't do it?
He didn't commit to it.
Oh, okay.
He didn't give me a full RAGGOWs. Oh.
There it
That was
is.
like the closest
There
I've
it
had
is.
to like a little trill.
There it is.
All the
I
people
am
in
the
France
trillist.
were like, "Oh, you Americans can't roll your R's. That's why you shouldn't even try to speak our language."
Oh.
I was like, "Some can, I can't. Some can. I am absolutely."
It's all
not
about tongue
capable.
placement, baby.
Every time. One of our regals is not going to be the Memphis-Troy game because we love Memphis, but like there's a full slate of really great college football games. I will say I am incredibly intrigued by the Memphis-Troy game, coming off of Troy giving Clemson a little bit of a fright last weekend, and this idea of Memphis not being able to overlook a team because they get Arkansas at home next week. And that game just feels so huge. I will be so disappointed if Memphis loses this game to Troy and takes away from the opportunity to be undefeated going into the Arkansas game. Who does Arkansas play this weekend again?
Arkansas's got Ole Miss.
Arkansas, Ole Miss. So they have an
Get ready for
interesting
zaniness.
opportunity to add a little zaniness to the schedule. Memphis against Troy is one of those, it could be a trap, but I'm going to choose to remain positive. It's 11 a.m. on ESPNU from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Troy, Alabama. How far away is Troy from Tuscaloosa? Both games are at 11, so it's impossible for me to commit to both. Could you imagine a day if you went to let's just pretend Alabama, Wisconsin was at 6:30 instead of 11, and you go to Memphis, Troy in the morning, and then you hit Alabama, Wisconsin. That would be an incredible day. I've never thought about
if
doing
I can-
a twofer.
If you want to sit down and try and plan a twofer for next year,
I'm kind of into it.
I am down. Where
Okay.
we pick 2 games to hit up.
That'd be awesome.
Like you could let's say Ole Miss LSU is in the Grove one night, but Memphis is playing what looks to be a pretty good Tulane team here
In the
at
morning.
11. So hit that game up and then drive down for the other one. I'd be down to do something like that.
I also, as I'm thinking about it, we've decided to do an early leave for our little trip to Tuscaloosa. We found a cheap hotel to stay in the middle of nowhere tonight. We're going to get Mississippi gas station dinner, I think. If someone has a recommendation for if I'm driving to Tuscaloosa, so I'm not going to Oxford, but whatever that route is, if there is a great place to get Mississippi gas station food, I am calling on the help of the people because I have a blind spot for Mississippi gas station food. I had chicken on a stick once. It was fantastic, but I'm looking to elevate my opportunities. So please let me know if there's a place I can not miss.
I am always a sucker for a good Dodges.
Okay.
Dodges,
Okay.
Their fried chicken is great. Their chicken wings are great. They've got the JoJo's, the pizza sticks.
Oh, I like JoJo's.
I'm a sucker
Anytime
for-
something labels itself as a JoJo,
Mhm.
I'm in.
I'm a sucker for that. And now
Okay.
I'm trying to think. There's some cool stuff at Love's. But yeah. Though Dodges, if there's one on your way in Love's, those will be my 2 best bets.
Thank you for your service. All right, games of the week. Georgia, Tennessee. We just talked about it a bit with Lang. It is the biggest game of the weekend, 2:30 on ABC. It is the lowest line that Tennessee has had as an underdog against Georgia since 2016. So you're saying there's a chance. I personally cannot commit to believing in a Tennessee upset over Georgia until I see it with my own eyes because as we just previously mentioned, it has been 8 times. It has been 8 straight wins for Georgia. And you get to this point where it does feel like it's inevitable. Now, these things shift. Like there will be the year where Tennessee beats Georgia again, and it will set off a new array of thoughts on this rivalry. But right now, it's like show it to me with my own eyes. Show it to me, Rachel. Show it to me. And I do look at the play of Joey Aguilar over the first couple of weeks, and he has made Tennessee look as if they have won the metaphorical trade with UCLA on the quarterback trade of Nico. He's been great, but they also haven't played a good defense. They have certainly not played a Georgia-level defense. So I am very interested to see how that Tennessee offense actually looks.
Yeah, we talked about it some with Lang here. Uggers outscoring Tennessee 303 to 104 when you think about the total points, and that's an average of about 38 to 13. Aguilar, 66 completion percentage on the season. He's over 60% on completion percentage for his career, 3-year career. The game is at home, but Tennessee is without their 2 starting corners. Not 1, but 2 starting corners. I hear Lang's trepidations about Georgia's passing game and just throwing the ball down the field. But if a team is down 2 starting cornerbacks, that's going to make them a bit more vulnerable in the passing game. I look forward to sitting down to watch this one. This feels like a, hey, Tennessee, if not now, then when? And this game feels like it's earlier than what it's been in years past to me. Am I mistaken about that? Am I wrong? Just no clue when this game is supposed to be played? Because playing this game in September is like, holy hell, we're not letting anybody ease into it. Welcome to the college football season, which is great. I love it. I would just bet Tennessee wishes they could get this game a little bit later in the season and allow some people to get healthy.
Last year, Tennessee and Georgia played November 16th. In 2023, Tennessee and Georgia played November 18th. In 2022, Tennessee and Georgia played November 5th. And I'll do one more year just for good measure. 2021, Tennessee and Georgia played November 13th. So for the last 4 years, they have played in November.
This feels like it's supposed to be a November game.
Unusually early in recent memory for how these 2 teams are playing. This was also your number 1 game of the week, so I will jolt into my number 2 game of the week, which is another SEC matchup. I am so excited for the South Carolina Vanderbilt game. My heart could be ripped out, and I could have to face the music on the Vanderbilt Commodores, but I'm not ready to do that yet. That line moved down from 6.5 to 4.5. It is 6:45 p.m. on the SEC Network. Vanderbilt has lost 16 straight games to South Carolina, and they have a chance to actually get a win this year. I watched the second half of the Vanderbilt-Virginia Tech game. Vanderbilt looked like world beaters. I know Virginia Tech had some injuries. They were missing some offensive linemen in that game, and Vanderbilt certainly made them pay. Diego Pavia slinging it down the field. He is not afraid of taking the big shots. That offense truly looked like a machine. Now, we'll see how it goes up against South Carolina. Somebody asked me this week who the best team in the SEC is this season. At this point, I mean, we're 2 weeks into the year, but who you really believe to be the best team in the SEC. And I had a hard time answering that question. I don't sit here and feel particularly passionate about LSU, despite them being the number 3 team in the country and the highest ranked SEC team. I'm still trying to figure out Georgia, as we discussed with Lang, what their offense is actually going to look like this season. Can they run the ball? Looking at a team like Texas and Arch Manning not being the second coming of one of his uncles fresh out the gate as he tries to lead the Longhorns to something special this season. And I'm still quizzical on South Carolina. Like, I love Lenora Sellers. I think Lenora Sellers is one of the gamers of college football. I think he is arguably the biggest threat on the run in all of college football. I'm not sure how he has grown as a passer. I'm not sure how this whole South Carolina team shakes out. So this is a big test.
It's 2 weeks into the season. And I think coming into the season, everybody had the same thought about Lenora Sellers, but this is what he's done on the season. Average yards through the air, 168.5 yards per game, and average rushing yards, 24. That is not somebody who's dynamic at either. And he was supposed to be special. He was supposed to be, we talked about it some on the Odds Couple, Grind City Media subsidiary. Go watch it after this show. But then go watch Gary after when Gary come on at 10, and then you can catch the rest of the odds between Gary and Vernon. But then go watch Vernon and then go back and finish odds. But we talked about it on the Odds Couple. He was supposed to be, the way we thought about him as, RG3-esque, right? Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, where Johnny Manziel, where here are these super athletic mobile quarterbacks who are true game breakers and game changers, not just with their arms, but also with their legs. And if he's not going to be that, I don't think South Carolina has enough talent for them to, contend truthfully, honestly, in the SEC. And I'm not sure if they're good enough to beat Vanderbilt, who has one of those types of dudes on the field. Not necessarily that batch, but he is somebody who just goes out there and makes plays. So this is a good game. I'm interested in this one as well. My next game is going to be Jackson State and Tuskegee. I'll be there for that one. Going down there, 2 o'clock kick. I'm gonna kick it in at the tailgate as well. Tuskegee's my alma mater. Last time these two teams played in 2017, D2 Tuskegee, the winningest HBCU football program in all the land, went out there and smacked Jackson State around. Jackson State since 2017, I don't know if you heard, 2018 happened, 2019 happened. All right, we need to get a new coach. They went out and hired some dude named Deion Sanders, who went on to do a couple of interesting things there. But he never won a Black College Football National Championship. Won a couple of SWAC titles, never won a Black College Football National Championship. He passes it off to some guy named T.C. Taylor, who started his career 8-5. And then you look up last year, they're the champions of the Celebration Bowl, and they get to be Black College Football National Champions. So they're the reigning, defending national champion, however we phrase that. They're them. Okay. They won it last year. They're back again this year. That passing game is supposed to be loaded. We hadn't seen them pop off just yet. Tuskegee is 2-0 with a couple of impressive wins. Things are looking right for Tuskegee, who is coming off their first ever night game at home. They finally put lights on the football field.
Aww.
So that's great. And I don't know, you guys might not have ever been to Tuskegee. It's beautiful, but it is hot. I understand. I'm not trying to compare and contrast. Memphis is hot. Tuskegee is significantly, noticeably hotter than what Memphis is. Not sure why. Those lights should have been on the damn field. We should not have been making those students play football at 1 p.m. in Tuskegee, Alabama in that heat. But they're coming off of that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I love it. We talked about this more, broke this down on Grind City subsidiary HBCU Huddle. So if you want to know more about that, me, Mike, Ronnie, and Kyra. Go check that show out. Another Grind City Media subsidiary.
Now found on televisions in Jackson as well.
That's what they tell me.
That is the truth. It's growing.
Do you think they're gonna know me when I go down there? Because that's the
might
cool
be
thing. The cool thing about bopping about downtown
Yeah.
is when I'm with people who like know me, like friends, family. When strangers come up and like, CJ, hey, know you, keep up the good work, we love you. I get to turn back and they all got shocked smiles on their face, right? Like, that's cool. If that happens in Jackson, Mississippi, your boy might be going national, Jessica, is all I'm saying. I might be upgrading. I might be evolving the way a Squirtle evolves into a war turtle.
Wow.
Where I am no longer Memphis famous. I'm black people.
Oh,
I'm black people famous. And that, I will die a happy man if ever I get to be
That's all
black
you
people
want.
famous. That's all I want.
That'd be exciting.
That would be incredible.
Like tangentially, I would feel really important to be next to you every day.
I would change my name to CJ Black People Famous Hurt Jr.
All right, let's go to our NFL games. My number one Super Bowl rematch, the Chiefs-Eagles game this week. Patrick Mahomes has said he's watched last year's Super Bowl multiple times to try to learn from it. It's going to be a little tough for the Chiefs, having to deal without Xavier Worthy, waiting for that Rashee Rice comeback off of his suspension. We will see what they look like coming off of a loss. This is an interesting position for the Kansas City Chiefs, being 0-1, being the only team in their division, the AFC West, to be 0-1, coming off of the opening week of the season, and they get to play an Eagles team that was able to beat the Cowboys in a pretty close game opening night of the season. Jalen Carter not suspended for this game. Oh, gee, I wonder if there was anything at play in the NFL deciding for Jalen Carter's suspension to have been served, given that he was suspended on the first play of the game against the Cowboys, even though he technically got a suspension, but they considered that game to have been appropriate for the suspension because now you have a Super Bowl rematch, and now you're able to do all of the bright lights. Everything is big and ready to go for Eagles Chiefs. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I'm very excited for this game. It should be a fun one anytime you get a Super Bowl rematch. A lot of times we get it the first weekend of the season, but this being kind of like the premier game of weekend 2, I will take. It's in Kansas City. Your game, CJ.
That's a good game right there. Chiefs surely can't start 0-2, can they?
Oh, God, the talk shows
Can they?
will be out of control.
Can they? Is Taylor going to be there? That's what I want to know.
Probably.
Is her old team versus her man's team?
That's a good question.
She's got to be there. She's got to.
Yeah.
Over under on 1.5 Taylor Swift sightings. On the TV during the game.
Over.
2.5. Over under.
Does she have anything? When's her album coming out?
In October?
3rd. October 3rd. It's the Mean Girls Day.
Okay.
And
Why
I
is it the mean?
obviously
Is
know
it the
'cause I'm counting down.
Mean Girls Day
I've
because
explained this
it's
to you.
not too hot and not too cold?
No,
and
that's
it's
miscongeniality.
my next game. Bears Lions, man.
And it's April.
Ben Johnson is returning. The Lions got out physicaled for the first time, I think, under Dan Campbell. And if it's not the first time, it's one of the very, very few times when they were out physicaled. And you can look at that run game last week where the Lions averaged just about 2 yards per carry on the ground to highlight the fact that, like, the Packers were pushing them around. Lions receivers weren't really able to separate from the Lions defenders. And this is a Bears team that defensively was good, like almost great for 3 quarters. They gave up 120 rushing yards to the Vikings. 82 of those came in the fourth quarter. So they were really good, and their secondary held the Vikings to just 134 yards on 20-something attempts through the air. And then you throw into it the Caleb Williams aspect of it as well. I was encouraged by him and would have been impressed had the second half collapse not happened. And had the fourth quarter that he collapsed in the second half, the team as a whole collapsed in that fourth quarter. Had they not lost that game, had he played well enough in the second half for them to win this, we'd be feeling a whole lot differently about what Caleb Williams is. And I think that I think they got something. I think they do have something. I'm curious to see if he can go out there and showcase that for the full game, not just the first half. And is this, Dan Campbell's never been my cup of tea.
No.
But seeing them get knocked around like that by the Packers, I'm not on the, hey, what's going on with Dan Campbell without the two best coordinators in the game right now. But I am a bit quizzical. I am
just a little bit.
I am like a little cock. Like, hey, you lost your D coordinator. You lost your O coordinator. D got it?
It's my favorite voice. All right, my other NFL game is Broncos-Colts. Two horses going up against one another. I find this game fascinating because the Colts looked like world beaters against the Dolphins last weekend, and I think it's really just a testament to how stinky the Miami Dolphins are going to be this season. They scored on every single drive. Like, they made Daniel Jones look like he could be an MVP candidate. They made the Colts look like they could be a Super Bowl contender, and you say that in jest because, honestly, the Dolphins just looked atrocious, and this is the Colts with Daniel Jones at quarterback that we're talking about. I don't think the Colts will be bad per se, but you now have a vaunted defense in the Broncos to go up against. And for the Broncos, it's an opportunity to reset the narrative coming off of a Titans game that they very well should have lost. If the Titans hadn't mismanaged their opportunities in Denver last weekend, I think there really was a path forward where you're talking about Cam Ward winning his debut and you're talking about a Broncos team somehow, some way losing to the Titans week 1, but the Broncos get the win. And they are one of those teams, I didn't mention it when we were talking about the Packers. Lane kind of mentioned it just about how balanced they are, how solid they feel. That's the kind of team that you think could win a Super Bowl because they have such a great defense. And then you just have to have a balanced offense and a good enough quarterback. Jordan Love is not a great quarterback, but he's good. And he's not going to mess it up, or your hope is that for the sake of the Packers, he's not going to mess it up. They have a really good running back in Josh Jacobs as it pertains to Green Bay. He has a lot of weapons to throw to as it pertains to Jordan Love. He's mobile, and they have a great defense to rest on. Broncos, similar situation. How great can your defense be, and can you have a quarterback in Bo Nix who simply does not mess it up and revert back to being a turnover-prone, sketchy quarterback that he gained a bit of a reputation of in college? He has last season. He outperforms expectations. That is a fun place to be, but now with the expectations high, he has to be better than he was week 1. I think everyone knows that. J.K. Dobbins, as their premier running back, RB1, has to be able to take some of the pressure off of Bo Nix. It all has to come clicking together, and this is an opportunity against a Colts team that looked okay last week. The score would tell you they looked amazing. I will say that they looked okay.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head as it pertains to Bo Nix. If he can not turn the ball over, this Broncos team can go pretty far and cause some teams some issues, especially when you look interdivision, when you see that the Chiefs are down their top receiving option, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to push the ball down the field like they wanted to try and get big plays because Worthy's not out there. So now it's back to being the dink and dunk game control Chiefs. You get you the right quarterback with that defense, and Bo Nix, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, like that could work for them in that division. They could knock the Chiefs off of their pedestal this year if Bo Nix doesn't turn the ball over. Here's something, because we've seen quarterbacks turn the ball over a ton throughout the course of NFL history, right? And we've seen individual players do a better job or a worse job taking care of the football than others. Josh Allen stat for you. Josh Allen has turned the ball over 119 times since he came into the NFL in 2018. 119 times. His last 21 games, he has just 8. Yeah. And I forgot how turnover prone he was just 3 years ago, where sure he has a big arm, sure he's a great quarterback, sure he's one of the most mobile, electrifying players at that position in the game right now, but damn it, he doesn't take care of the football. He is now. The Bills look poised to make another deep postseason run, and Bills Jets is my last game of the week here. The AFC East should probably be 0-4. The Jets lost. The Dolphins got manhandled. The Patriots lost. And the Bills should have lost that game, but they ended up scoring, 20-something points in the fourth quarter to win that one. The Jets had nearly 400 yards of offense against that Steelers defense, a defense that I think is, when the season ends, is going to be one of the better ones in the NFL, one of the top 5, maybe top 8 defenses in the NFL when it's all said and done. And Justin Fields and those guys looked beyond competent against that defense. So that you give me that component to this game to continue to watch. It's Jets are 2-8 against the Bills since 2020. So hey, you got to get that monkey off of your back at some point in time. And like Josh Allen is one of the most fun players in the game to watch. You know, he's MVP for a reason, MVP candidate for a reason. I just give me this game. This is going to be great. The Jets are also 13-41 since 2016 against the AFC East. So like if you're going to be good, you got to start beating the teams in your division. And I think the Jets have from like teams I feel good about. Even though they lost, the Jets are one of those teams.
I agree. That game was just bizarre from an offensive explosion standpoint. That was a bit unexpected. All right, I am very excited for this week of football, as I am every week of football. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We got Music Friday on the other side. New Glow diss track dropped yesterday. Plus, WNBA playoffs are set. We'll give you a look at what those matchups look like. They start Sunday. Talk a little bit about the WNBA playoffs and music on the other side.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. Before we get into Music Friday, WNBA playoffs are now set. Regular season came to an end. The Lynx beat the Valkyries last night, which means the Valkyries are the 8 seed, Storm the 7 seed, Fever the 6 seed. Those were the seeds still to be determined, along with the Las Vegas Aces, who went and won their 16th straight game, beating the Sparks 103-75, and they are your 2 seed in this year's WNBA playoffs, which is incredible. In the Lynx Valkyries game, Napheesa Collier threw one final wrinkle into the MVP debate. She became just the second player in WNBA history to officially record a 50-40-90 season. She shot 53% from the field, 40% from three, and 90% from the free throw line. The only other player in WNBA history to do that, Lena Deladon in 2019. The only NBA players to have done that are Steph, KD, Kyrie, Dirk, and Larry Bird. It is incredible. It is another reminder that Napheesa Collier had a stellar season. It is a shame that she got injured in the middle of that season, which will be, in my opinion, the primary thing that keeps her from winning MVP. If she does win it, she will be the MVP to have missed the most games in WNBA history with 10. It's an awesome thing. Like, you had another coach bringing up math. Napheesa Collier's coach said, look at the stats. Numbers don't lie. You can't turn away from math. The math I can't turn away from is A'ja Wilson's season. So I still stand on the take we had earlier this week. A'ja Wilson is my MVP. The gear switch in August that allowed her to match Collier's player value metrics on a per minute basis, the value of her on the court versus off the court for the Aces. She has 13 30-point games. She became the league's all-time leader in 30-15 games. She is the best player in the world, playing some of the best basketball of her career, and took the Aces from dead and done to the 2 seed in this year's WNBA playoffs. That is all.
What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
That's
I'm glad.
all.
I'm glad I don't have a vote.
Me too.
I have her third. I have Fee third, and she's phenomenal. Well, I think it's crazy we just act like Alyssa Thomas isn't out here facilitating the whole damn offense from a power forward position. We're acting like the power forward isn't leading the WNBA in assists. And it's not like it's close. It's not like she's at 9 assists and then give me a guard, Ionescu or Gray or Mitchell. Not like AT is at 9 and one of them is at like 8.8. Yeah. She's at 9 and the next closest one, correct me if I'm wrong, is at like 6. Mm-hmm. Like she is such a dynamic offensive weapon, man. She is what Jokic is to the Nuggets when you think about what they're able to do, both scoring, assisting, and overall facilitating the offense for their respective teams. Like, I think it's crazy not to have her there. I guess this is just such a tough vote. Have you looked at the schedule for the W?
The playoffs?
Yes.
That they're on Sunday?
Oh, I'm going to be delirious
with
sports.
I hate it. I talked about it earlier this week. I hate it.
What are they supposed
Not
to do?
have your opening day of the playoffs on the same day as NFL Sunday. And I get it. Like if that makes me a bad WNBA fan, that like I am conditioned to watch football on Sundays.
Where can you put it?
On a Monday. Put it on. I don't care about a Monday night. I mean, like, yes,
how
sure,
can
a Monday
you do
night
4
football game
games
is
on
fun.
a Monday?
You don't. You split it up.
Okay.
Why are we married to having to? Or here, better yet, put it on Tuesday, Wednesday. What else are you competing with on Tuesday, Wednesday of this week? Like, why you refuse? I get it. It's a weekend. You want it to be on. It's on ESPN and ABC, and I don't understand why there was not some way to work out doing that where you have it on Tuesday and Wednesday, where the only thing you are competing with is baseball, as opposed to the biggest sport in this country that will 10 out of 10 times take the eyeballs from anyone it's going up against. I don't care if it's the NBA. I don't care if it's the Major League Baseball playoffs. I don't care if it's the WNBA
and we've
playoffs.
seen them do it to the NBA and to the MLB. Yeah.
So
we saw them do it to the NBA last year. Christmas is supposed to belong to the NBA.
My gears.
And they took it from them. NFL said, no, give it to us.
They said, this is ours.
We want it.
That's cute. Have your little NBA game on your secondary screen. We know we're going to put Beyonce.
Beyonce, people.
Isn't that crazy? I think back on that. I'm like, what are they going to do this year? They put a Beyonce concert.
Just right smack dab in the middle. We set up.
They're like, NBA, in case there was
nice
any question of what you were going to watch today.
You're going to watch this.
You're going to watch this.
Yeah.
But
you got...
Anyway, it is a great slate of games. It's very fun. I'm excited.
Is there one that you're...
for Aces Storm.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think the Storm are one of the most inconsistent teams of the season, but when they're good, I mean, they could have been a home court advantage seeding in this year's playoffs, but they're not always good.
So. We're forgetting because of the 16 straight how inconsistent the Aces are as well.
I know they've hit a stride, but shush.
Listen, it's a bit more than a stride, but I get what you're saying.
They put a glide.
16 straight. You are in the air at this point. You're no longer striding.
Soaring, flying.
Yeah, that's going to be a great one. Phoenix, New York, man.
Yeah.
Mercury, Liberty.
Liberty.
I die a little bit inside every time you do that.
I never do that.
No,
I think that's the first time I've ever done that.
Not that being the Liberty jingle, just that.
A jingle?
No, just you.
A jangle? A jingle jangle?
Just be you.
Christmas?
but at some point, you are going to have to play a game on a Sunday or on a Saturday.
No, you're first.
But you're saying not the first game of the postseason.
No one is going. Monday morning comes. I do not care what happens in your game between the Liberty Mercury, in Fever Dream, in Storm Aces, in Valkyrie's Lynx. It is not going to lead over whatever the biggest story coming out of NFL Sunday was. And, you can argue if that's right or wrong. I'm someone who loves both, and I understand the value of football in this country.
Oh, yeah. That noon game.
And, Chiefs-Eagles.
Chiefs-Eagles is
at.
That's
Whichever way that goes.
That's halftime will be hitting close to when Mercury, Liberty tip off. So you got a good 15 to 20 minutes there where people will be like, okay, let's see what's going on over here on this side.
Your best hope is, what's the night game for the WNBA?
Hold on, let me get back to it. The night game is Vegas Storm.
Vegas Storm.
And that is at 9.
Okay. Well, but God, halftime of Falcons Vikings hits at 9. Trust me, I know, because that's about what time I force myself to get into bed. Anyway, shout out to the W. Just make it easier to emphatically choose to put my main eyeballs on your first day of the playoffs.
Let's just add another day to the weekend, NFL. Add an NFL day. So we go Saturday, Sunday, NFL day, and then we go back to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay, so I was confused how you were looking at
that way
this.
we get our 3-day work weeks. Or we get our 3-day weekends, excuse me.
Okay. Maybe I'm dumb.
Well,
is
listen,
this some
I'm not going to say it.
Sorry. Stuff. I got too comfortable there. Why can't we just add one? And please do not clip this. I cannot.
Clip it.
Between the retractable roof people and, I don't know, the Denver Broncos are building a new stadium, and you want to know what they're putting on it? A retractable roof. They're paying the money for it.
Why is this the hill you want to fight on?
I don't really want to fight it. It wasn't even that important to me, but people got so mad about it. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Why can't we just add a day? I think I could better be equipped for a 5-day work week if I had a 3-day weekend. Mm-hmm. Everyone always gets stuck on we can't do a 3-day weekend because you can't just have a 4-day work week, even though we don't really talk about it. It used to be a 7-day work week back in the day. But whatever. I thank God for the weekend. Thank God for Friday. Why can't we just readjust the calendar? Now, if nothing matters anymore, why can't we just readjust the calendar? Hear me out.
Do you know what a day is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what is it? Yeah. Tell the people so they know that you know what a day is.
24 hours in the cycle of the overall makeup of a year, and that has to do with seasons and time and everything that plays into it.
So a day is how many times? I understand that we can't just how long it takes for
the sun to the Earth to orbit the sun. No, that's wrong. The Earth to orbit.
Just the Earth to spin on its axis.
All the way around.
The Earth to spin on its axis.
Yes.
So if we add an additional, a day would then be, a day is that, but as the Earth is spinning on its axis, it's also revolving around the sun, and 365.25 of them things make a year.
Yes.
All right, so.
And I'm very respectful of what was the first, it would have been the Greek calendar, but even before that, it would have been ancient.
I'm pretty sure
Incan calendar?
Egypt. I know over there,
Mayan calendar?
over here, one of them Incans or Mayans, and over there
Egypt.
Egyptians and Africans somewhere.
I love to think about the early best thinkers, the ones who figured this stuff out. So I'm not trying to take away from their calendar evolution and everything that took to figuring out just what was happening within the solar system and on this wonderful thing we call Earth. That said, can the scientists work on this? Can they do something new? Alexander says add a date of the week and just get rid of February. Why are we trying to get rid of my birthday month and Black History Month?
Well, Jesse, we're already going to get rid of that month, so why does it need to exist anyways? We can absolutely get rid. Now that I think about it, since we're going to just ignore Black history and Black achievements and accomplishments anyways, yeah, what better way of doing that? Black people would be on board, I think. I think if you gave them an extra just day, and instead of it being a month, just make it the Black Day of the week. Who says no? During football season, from August till what would then be March, it will be NFL Day, and then from March through July, it will be Black Day.
Do not say it out. I'm not even gonna say it.
No, say it. Say it. I won't say it. On my honor. I'll be
on
good.
your honor. Just look in the chat and read 4 comments back, and then don't respond. We're moving on to Music Friday. Have yourself a giggle. Move on to Music Friday, where Glorilla dropped a diss track that I got to have the honor of being next to CJ as he listened to it for the first time and audibly giggled throughout. I had the same experience. It's a diss track on Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist. I don't know what the beef is. I don't follow it closely enough, so I cannot be your knowledge source for why Glow did a diss track for Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist. But any diss track with the line "long ad doo-doo turd" is good by me. I enjoyed this greatly. Long ass doo-doo turd.
Yeah. That's good. The Jamaican Vegeta was pretty funny. I'm not sure what is going on, but that is. You brought up checking at the Olympics. That needs to be checking. I went and hung out with some friends of mine on Sunday, and they got 2 little girls. One of them is 10, and so 10 years old is like, all right, let's go, sit down, and let's go back and forth. And the checks she was coming up with were pretty good. They were really good. If I cared what children thought and if I cared what people thought in general, it would have hurt my feelings. Like, all right, kid, you got it. You can go to school. You can go out here in these Memphis streets and defend yourself. You are armed appropriately. Listening to her do the check. And we had Looking Boy. That wasn't D4L. It was a group that kicked it with Jermaine Dupri. I'm blanking on their name, out of Atlanta.
I know who you're...
They did that song, and this song reminds me of that, but with the Memphis flair and style.
But didn't it originally come from? Wasn't it? Someone told me this when I moved here early on, because one of the, like, you might just be becoming a Memphian before our very eyes moment is the first time you say something like "looking ass." Like that's just like one of those things that'll come out of your mouth one day, and you're like, "Oh, I live in Memphis now." I think it was a bunch of Memphis high schoolers who first did like a looking ass song, and then it got picked up, and then like back in the day they weren't able to, it's not like they had lawyers to fight copyright situations with it. I don't know, don't quote me on it. I just remember someone telling me that story once, but it, again, something that feels very based in Memphis, and Glorilla feeling very Devin said Hot Styles stole it from the Memphis version. Okay. So I think that was a thing where Hot Styles ended up taking it. They weren't able to fight it, and then it became Hot Styles, but it really originated in Memphis. Anyway, it's great. Go listen to it. It's a good time. I enjoyed it very much. Are you listening to anything else right now?
I am. I can't stop with the clips. I am constantly listening to that and the Sabrina Carpenter, A Man's Best Friend.
Look at you.
Still listening to it. I had this thought as I was listening to the clips for the umpteenth time on like Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever it was. I'm so glad we aren't listening to music anymore on CDs, because if I had a CD of this and a Walkman, that thing would be so scratched up right now, I wouldn't be able to play it anymore. That's how often I'm listening to that. But outside of those two things, nothing's really piqued my interest or curiosity. Is there something that should?
I don't know if it should pique your curiosity. I am in a big British pop girl moment. And an album dropped this morning from Jade, who she was in. Do you remember the band Little Mix by any chance? Yeah. They had like "Take My Wings" and da 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 da.
I don't know any of the songs. I just remember Little Mix. They were everywhere.
I loved them for a hot second. They came from, I think it was the X Factor. It was one of the UK reality singing shows that made them into a band.
Are we talking about Olivia or Jade?
This is Jade.
This is Jade. Okay.
Yes. So Jade dropped an album. It is called That's Showbiz, Baby, which immediately loved the title, so I was in. It's a delightful listen. Like, it takes me back to Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, like real pop girl energy. The album production is awesome. It's like 45 minutes total. I had a ball listening to it as I was getting ready for work this morning. And then this piggybacks on, there's this singer named Olivia Dean, and she has this song, Man I Need, which is all over TikTok right now, and now it's starting to bleed over into Instagram. TikTok always has the music first, and then it gets on Instagram, and then it blows up. But I guess she's the first British female artist to chart 3 songs in the UK top 10 simultaneously since Adele, and it feels like she's having a crossover into the US space with this Man I Need song, and it's her first top 10 Spotify hit. And then there's this artist named Ray, who we talked about coming out of the Grammys. She was one of the best new artist candidates, and she has big Adele vibes. And she has this song that's like when I say my entire TikTok, I know I just said another song on TikTok, but the song is called Where Is My Husband? It's not out yet. So this is like her rollout. But there is this part in this song, and the song's like, baby, where's my husband? What is taking him so long? In the middle of it's like, I would like a ring, I would like a ring, I would like a diamond ring on my wedding finger. I would like a big and shiny diamond that I can wave around and talk about it and talk about it. It's like one of those ear tickle things that people are using as a sound. And I just am walking all over the place and I'll be like, I would like a ring, I would like a diamond ring, I would like a pretty diamond. And per me, I don't know the words. That's why I had to write them down so that I could reference it the first time correctly and then butcher it the second time and every time after. But anyway, those 3, am I British? Am I a Brit? Am I UK pop? But I think that they will all, I would be willing to say that all 3 of those artists will become US big names within the next 3 years.
I listen to a lot of R&B, and so the amount of times where I'm like, oh, I really like this song, who is the artist? And I've started doing who is the artist and where are they from? Because the amount of times I look at a picture, hear the songs, like, oh, okay, that's one of me. And then I go and do like just a cursory look. It's like, oh, they were born in England. They're British act. It's like, oh my gosh, British music is doing some pretty impressive stuff right now.
Yeah. Look at them. We got to keep up. Keep it up. All right. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Can't wait to be back Monday to talk about my journey to Tuscaloosa, CJ's journey to Tuskegee, and we'll have a lot of football to talk about along the way. We'll see you then. Bye.
I'm going to Jackson, Jessica.
Why did the graphics say Jackson State at Tuskegee then?
I don't know why it said at Tuskegee. Who did that?
Oh.
It said versus.
Why did we not put it the opposite way?
Why does it matter?
Because the second team